Happy Tuesday. I am back. I had planned to do a video last week and we are fighting some colds at home, so it was just easier to take a day off and hop back on this week and share a little with you. Apologize, I'm a little bit more casual today. Welcome to winter in New England where it's cold and it's easier just to wear a hat all day than to actually, get dressed. But anyways, so I wanted to share something a little different today. I had been sharing a lot with goal setting and comparing and making sure that, you're filling your cup with great support and making sure that you have your team behind you and just kind of that New Year's, new you kind of discussion. But I felt like it was kind of time to stop on and just tell you a little about myself, my own journey, and what brought me to wanting to start this vlog and why it's so important to me. So I know I've shared bits and pieces as I've been talking and going through goal setting and things like that, but just a little background about me. I am a mom of 3. I have an 8-year-old and 6-year-old twins, so yes, if you do that math, my oldest was 2 when the twins were born. So for 1 full year, because they are exactly 2 years and a month apart, I had 3 kids, 3 and under. Prior to having my kids, I was a special ed teacher in elementary school and I loved it. After having that many children, so close in age and so little, I took a year off, and then after chatting with my husband, decided that working full-time in a public school just wasn't something that was the best option for us at that time. So a couple months after making that decision, I kind of just fell and very luckily got a position teaching preschool, which actually ended up being at the school that my 3 children would go to. So it was a great little segue. I was able to teach, get a little time away from my own kids, but also still have that connection with my own kids. So I worked as a preschool teacher for about 5 years. 4 or 5 years. I'm trying to do the math. It all is a blur to me if you ask me about like the first 5 years of all my kids' lives. But then what happened was my kids outgrew preschool and we made the transition to full-time elementary school for all my kids. So my oldest was obviously in school before the twins. So it seemed like a good time to just step away from teaching and to kind of explore other options. So I am very fortunate in that I have a direct sales business that was able to help me supplement my income and to be able to step away from teaching for a little while and to give me some space to kind of think about what I wanted, which I ended up creating my own educational consulting business, which is kind of, it's a mix of advocacy, but also parent education, and also just kind of helping parents through the process. My dog just came in, so if you saw that little black and white across, that's Polly, one of my dogs. So I've been doing that. I've been working from home, kind of feeling out a lot of different avenues, which brought me to wanting to start my own vlog. So when I thought about what I wanted to talk about, it was a really easy thing for me to want to do. And a lot of that goes back to a little bit about my story that I will share in a minute. But what I really wanted to do was to create this community and this platform for other women who kind of have these identity struggles. They're not quite sure what to do. Maybe they were former teachers, or maybe they were, former corporation, or corporate America, whatever. And now that they're parents or they're moms, they're not quite sure what to do. Their kids are maybe in school, or they have some of this free time and they're kind of like unsure of what to do. So we really wanted to build a community. That's the stage that I'm in my life, and I'm doing a lot of connecting and building with others. And I really am so passionate about sharing that with others that this is kind of how the blog started. But what is also something that I want to talk about, and it's kind of going back, but it all connects. So just stay with me. I'm a little haphazard when it's not necessarily cue cards and teaching you something. So when the twins were 6 months old, so that means my oldest was a little over 2, the twins are 6 months old, I was diagnosed with postpartum depression, which didn't surprise me. If you look at the statistics, a lot of women who have multiples are diagnosed with postpartum depression. There's a lot of factors that go into it. But for me, what I came to find out through a lot of therapy and a lot of hard work was that a lot of what I was doing from like teenage all the way until I had my twins was really the result of an anxiety disorder. And I had no idea. I just assumed that being overwhelmed was just a side effect of pushing yourself and being the best you could be, and that perfectionism really made me realize that it was not. I was putting way too much pressure on myself. My perfectionism, my comparing myself to others was just continually fueling this state of anxiety. And the twins were kind of that catalyst that made me stop, rethink everything, and really come to grips with the fact that this is my profile. I'm an anxious person, and it was really hard. And so my twins are 6, almost 7 actually, and I really feel like it has taken me 5+ years to really come to this understanding of myself. And I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to understand how my anxiety impacts myself, it impacts others, how to cope with it, and really how to just empower myself with these feelings of not being enough, or, you know, who am I to stay home and support my family in these other non-traditional avenues. So for me, it's been a really hard, rewarding process, and I've learned a lot along the way. And for me, one of the biggest things was finding this community that could also help me kind of dig deep and find those answers, or even set me with the resources, or share things, or even sometimes it was just reading someone's quote on Facebook and I was like, oh, I needed to see that today. They may not have ever had any idea that that was what I needed to see. So for me, when I thought of what topic I wanted or what I wanted to share or build with this vlog, was I really wanted to have a place where other women empower other women. And it's judgment free. It's just acknowledging that we all have these struggles. We all have those moments of feeling overwhelmed, especially if you're a parent. I feel like you take on the world and then you always have yourself. And there's this constant battle and guilt of, I need to take care of myself. I need to take care of them. But am I selfish for doing that? And I feel like there's this constant whirl in our minds all the time about what are our expectations. And sometimes it's really hard to find that right community online. It's really hard to not compare yourself, or to say, oh, I want to be like this person, or oh, I want to be like this person. It's so hard, and it's so hard to find that niche that you fit in. So for me, I just wanted to add another perspective, another story, another avenue to connect with other women. I'm not saying that, you know, this vlog is going to be for everyone. And I get that. Some of you aren't going to be able to relate and connect, and that's totally fine. Like, that's not what this is for. This is just to provide my experiences and to share and connect with others in hopes that at the end of my vlog for the week, or the end of something I've shared, that maybe I have been able to help you, even if it's just, you know, helping you smile for the day. So that was the basis, and my, you know, quick 30-something life for you in a nutshell. I don't like to leave these very long and to blab on and on and on, because again, the whole purpose of this is quick and short. But I just wanted to share that, and I also wanted to let you know that I am in the works of collaborating. I'd love to share some other women who have empowered me or have wonderful stories to share, and have some opportunities for that. bear with me. I'm, dealing with my office is also in my bedroom. You can see my workout bike there. So there are a lot of new things that I'm working on, but I just want to thank you for continuing to stick with me and for looking forward for these videos and for allowing me to follow my passions. So I will let you go there. I feel like this is a long enough time to talk, and I will look forward to seeing you all next week.